Okay, folks. I've basically armoured my windows. It sounds a very silly thing to do, but this was the main thing that I needed was a bench grinder. I kept calling it an angle grinder. I don't know why. Needed a bench grinder. Did try to repair my old bench grinder because the cable wasn't long enough, but the switch, unfortunately, is not working very well, so I need to get in there and look at that a bit better. But went out and bought myself a bench grinder and was worried about the splash zone, as it were. So I went, then got some acrylic sheet and applied that using the same method as this, the magnetic strip. It's a steel tape that you put on the surface you want to stick to, and then a foam magnet. It's all self-adhesive. It all goes together fairly well. You can cut it with scissors. I'm not overly happy with my fitment, but that's because I'm an idiot who doesn't measure anything. But it's on. I can open the windows, and it seems to be working. I did replace the tint in this window because I wasn't happy, because it was an old piece of tint that got crumpled up and basically ruined. So I did order some new tint for other windows in the house, and I've just thrown a new section up on there. So that seems to be working. And with the windows open, because I've got these two windows open at the moment, it does provide a nice little breeze or draft through. Because if you come over into the sun, it is quite toasty in here. And my main worry, I'm on wheels, my main worry is always getting too warm in here, but the ability to open all three of the windows now should mean that comes down a little bit, and if push comes to shove, I can open the door and put a fan in front of it. So yeah, don't know if I showed this last time, but I have mounted a power strip to the bench, make life a little easier. Runs across to the socket over there. Just means I've got somewhere I can plug my speaker into and various tools, like the bench grinder or my rotary tool, things like that. So at least I've got a readily available power supply to the bench now. A little bit of tidying up still needed. I've got the hardware to bolt that down. I'm going to use I need to be able to move it so that if I'm using the wire brush and I need to do something a bit longer, I can bring it across. So we're going to have like two mounting points drilled through the top. And then if I need it out of the way altogether, at least I can unbolt it and move it. But that's just for something extra to do. I think I'm beginning to think that this top is going to need replacing. It's not very thick. It's a little bit flexible. And every time you try, move the workbench, it does flop about a little bit. So maybe something a little more heavy duty further down the line, especially for bolting things too. But that's for another day once I decide what I'm going to do. For now, it'll work. It does the job. It holds everything up, and it gives me an area to work on. So yeah, the next hopefully I'll start now getting through my backlog of things to work on, and we'll see where we go from there, because I imagine you're bored of seeing every step of me working on this place and getting it right, and it's time to do something a little more fun perhaps. And now the weather's slowly improving, maybe I can work on my motorbike, or I can work on a couple of trikes or something like that, or who knows, maybe clean some tools up. I don't know, we'll figure that out as we go. But for right now, this should be the last video of this room, at least, because it's pretty much done now. Got a little bit of cleaning up to do. I've got a bag of trash to get rid of and a big chunk of cardboard that the acrylic arrived in. But other than that, yeah, I'm very happy with how the setup's coming. Now I know I can get at these windows. It's quite a nice draft. Just sitting out here is actually fairly pleasant at the moment, whereas before it wasn't. I mean, as I keep saying, I do smoke. This is where I come to have a smoke. And it just wasn't a nice place to be. And now it actually is. I still need to paint up there, but there's a few little bits and pieces that still need finishing. But I'm not going to bother putting those on video. You've seen everything that needs to be shown. And if you needed, if you want to ask about how I'm doing things, I can sort that out. Or, if you want to see more in depth how the windows are resealed, I'll figure something out. But, nobody asks questions, nobody leaves comments. Nobody really subscribes. But, for some reason, 150 of you like this stuff. Nearly 160 of you now. and I had an aim for 150 by the end of 2024, and I hit that, and I did the video. So now I've got to figure out what the next aim is for the channel. Whether it's 200 or 500, I don't know. I'll figure something out. But yeah, there needs to be some kind of reward for people subscribing, doesn't it? That's how it usually works. But I don't know. Maybe I'll do a giveaway at 500 or something. Who knows? I mean, it's not like I'm doing anything at the moment. That's part of the issue. But yeah, anyway, maybe we'll do a bike giveaway at 500. Who knows? I'll figure something out. Anyway, guys, you take care. Speak soon. Ta-da.